Hey everyone, so summer's here, or it's right around the corner. It's a time for fun, relaxation, all that good stuff. But for a lot of students, it can also bring this hidden challenge. Today we're going to break down something called the summer slide and figure out how you can protect all that amazing reading progress your child made during the school year.
It's the big question, right? The one that kind of keeps parents up at night. You watch your kid work so hard. They make these huge leaps. And then 2 months of break. Can all of that success just poof, disappear? Well, the tough answer is yeah, it can.
And yeah, there's actually a name for this phenomenon, the summer slide. It's this quiet but really significant step backward in learning that happens when school's out. And look, it's not about kids getting lazy or anything like that. It's just what happens when those academic muscles, especially the reading ones, don't get a regular workout. And for reading, that slide can be surprisingly steep. So just how big of a deal is this, really? I want to be clear, this isn't just some abstract idea. It's a real, measurable problem, and we've got the data to prove it. Let's take a look at the numbers so you can see the scale of what we're really up against, even before summer vacation starts. Okay, so this right here, this is a local snapshot from Sacramento County, and it's pretty eye-opening. Only 38% of third graders are reading where they should be. That means a massive 62% of kids are already starting from behind. They're already playing catch-up, which makes that summer slide, well, it makes it an even bigger threat to their future. And here's the number that really hits home. On average, kids can lose up to 2 full months of reading skills over a single summer break. Just think about that for a second. All the progress they made in April and May, it could literally be gone by the time they walk back into the classroom. And for kids who are already navigating challenges like dyslexia, man, the effect is so much worse. They can lose those precious reading skills 2 to 3 times faster than their peers if they don't have the right support. This just makes that gap they're trying to close even wider, and it sets them up for a really tough start to the new school year. Now, here's the thing. Most of us parents, we know summer reading is important. We try to help. We really do. But what if I told you that some of the most common strategies, the things we all think are helpful, are actually well-intentioned mistakes? Turns out, effort alone isn't always the answer. This quote just hits the nail on the head, doesn't it? It's not about how hard you're trying, it's about how you're trying. It's not about working harder, it's about working smarter. Just telling a kid to read more doesn't work if the strategy behind it is broken. So let's break down some of these common pitfalls. Just logging reading minutes in a notebook, that doesn't actually teach a struggling reader how to get better. Or relying on volunteers who mean well but aren't trained professionals. And this last one is huge, skipping right over the basics like phonics to focus only on what the story means. That's like trying to build a house, but you forget to pour the foundation. It's just not going to work. Okay. So that's the doom and gloom. We know what doesn't work, but here's the really good news. There is a ton of research on what actually does work. So now let's pivot away from the problem and talk about the proven evidence-based solution. And this just lays it out so clearly. Look at the difference. Instead of just hoping for the best, the effective programs use real assessments, before and after, to measure actual growth. And instead of focusing only on comprehension, they use what's called a decoding-first approach. That's a fancy way of saying they teach kids how to sound out the words. That's the key that unlocks everything else. So what's the secret sauce here? Well, it's an approach called structured literacy. And this is not a fad or some new trend. It's a scientifically backed method that teaches reading by breaking down our language in a really logical, step-by-step way. It's systematic, it builds on itself, and the bottom line is, it just works. And here is the proof. National research shows that a good, intensive program using structured literacy can slash that summer slide by as much as 60%. Just look at that chart. We're not just talking about treading water here. We are talking about fundamentally changing a child's entire learning journey. That's a game changer. All right, so you're probably thinking, this sounds amazing, but how in the world do I find it? Well, don't worry, we've got you covered. This next part is your action plan. These are the tools you need to find the right help and be the best advocate for your child. And you have to remember this. No one is more invested in your kid's success than you are. You are their #1 champion. So when you're looking at summer programs or tutors, you need to go in armed with the right questions so you can make sure they're using methods that are actually proven to get results. So here they are, the 5 critical questions you have to ask.
First, what curriculum do you use? You're listening for names like Orton Gillingham or Wilson. That's the good stuff. Second, what are the instructor's qualifications? You want someone certified in reading, not just a general tutor. Third, how do you track progress? They absolutely have to mention pre- and post-assessments. Fourth, what's the student-teacher ratio? Small groups, like 6-to-1 or even smaller, are key. And finally, number 5, show me the data. A good program will be proud to show you proof that what they do actually works.
So let's end on this thought, okay? Let's just flip the script on this whole thing. We've been talking about the summer slide as this negative thing, this problem we have to prevent. But what if we reframed it? With the right strategy, the right support, what if summer could be the time your child doesn't just avoid falling behind, but actually launches forward? What if summer could be a launch pad? Thanks for watching.